What's up, everyone? This is the Fraser podcast with Uncle Blaiso, sponsored by the Learn with Lukai book series, which Uncle Blaiso is a prominent part in the most recent one. We got how to snowboard and ski, how to play soccer, and how to play basketball with some football ones coming, some beach days. So anyways, I want to get that out. So buy that book. Is on Amazon. Well, all three books, actually. Amazon, only like $10, $11. So I just want to give a shout out to the books.
I noticed on the how to play soccer one, I didn't have a very prominent role in that one.
You know, there's no Uncle Blaiso in that one.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna talk NFL. We were sick a week ago and work happened and everything else, so we missed a lot of the NFL draft. We're doing off-season full rankings for the top picks, free agency, winners, losers of the draft, a little touch of politics, of course, because we just want to touch on world news with no bias, but just some funny things that going on in the world. But let's get into it. We're a week or two late on this, but the White House correspondent ballroom shooting. I don't want to get political into it. It was just a lot of people saying it's a conspiracy because they want the ballroom built, and so now they need $1 billion for the ballroom and no longer at this hotel, which is whatever. Conspiracies happen. My only conspiracy, Blaze, was like they let civilians to stay in this hotel where the president's at. I didn't understand that part. You've never driven, I'm sure, in the U.S. when the president lands. I've been stuck in traffic in 3 different cities for like 2 hours. You can't even enter the highway as the motorcade goes by. So they block off the entire highway in Indianapolis, Phoenix, and you cannot move. You're just stuck. Thousands of cars are just stuck for an hour, 2 hours. But this the civilians are just allowed to stay in the White House. It was like, is it the Best Western to say, hey, welcome, Mr. Smith, your room's 264. And the ballroom down the way, that's where they're holding the president, Secretary of Defense. So just stay in that room. Yeah, stay in that room again.
Hey, when you're like a rewards member, if you're like an exclusive rewards member, you can go anytime. It says it right in their policies. So
that's fair.
If you have enough frequent flyer points or stay points, whatever each company calls it, they gotta let you in. It's just those are the rules.
Fair. Those are the rules. You get all access to the president.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just. I saw he was a guest at the hotel. I was like, what? They don't have enough money to buy the hotel out. I'm sure it's 50 to 80% booked anyways. You're just going to allow people like it again. Yeah. What if someone just had I checked in, not me, but this guy checks in 6 days in advance with some bomb making stuff. It's every movie on Earth. They just have a bomb above the room. Like it's very.
That's curious. It makes very little sense. Like everything though, everything in politics these days makes no sense at all.
No,
and it's what they say from the start. I said it from the start. When you hire a clown, you're gonna have to expect a circus. Like that's just the way it goes.
And while Blaze has a lot of Republican views, he's also anti-guns. So you love this one. I don't know if you saw it, but the liberals are attacking Republicans for this one, which is fair. So because of the shooting or almost shooting, there was a shooting because they shot security service. They need a ballroom, which is $1 billion in taxpayers and more money. But do we give a ballroom to like the kids who get shot in the schools, or like what do we do for them? So
not at all. And I'm not against guns. I don't understand why people need to have like semi-automatic rifles just to have in their possession. It's like that one's a little bit confusing to me.
Absolutely.
that part I find odd. If you carry a sidearm, you carry a sidearm. I could care less. But the hypocrisy goes forever. Like my favorite part is all these yahoos that just claim they have their guns for their protection and they got these machine guns and everything else like that. Yeah, you never hear anybody stopping any of these mass shooters.
No,
it's like half these people that carry these guns would actually shit themselves as bullets started to fly. And they would just turn and run and wet their pants. So I don't know. There's a lot of hypocrisy in it, but I don't care. If the rules say you can carry it, you can carry it. I just don't think that it needs to be like a machine gun.
Yeah, and Shadow, it was a shooting or almost shooting a couple weeks ago in Oklahoma or somewhere in the South. But the principal actually tackled the guy who was a would-be shooter, tackled him down, disarmed him, no guns needed. He was a real superhero.
Yeah. That's sweet. Get on that principle.
Yeah.
Give that man a huge raise.
Uh-huh.
Now he can get a ballroom. Let's get him his own ballroom.
He gets the ballroom. Yes, exactly.
That's a hero.
And then a quick hit on price gouging in sports. Some great things have come across. The DOJ investigation in the NFL, which I love. Antitrust, because they're charging too much money for you have to subscribe to this and this. So I hope they lose a ton of money. Happy about that. Ticketmaster and Live Nation, they lost a court ruling for millions or billions of dollars because obviously they're the same company and just the monopoly and charging us $800 to go to a concert. Love that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And World Cup final tickets, $2 million. There's a couple listed out there to go to the World Cup final. Insane.
Hey, dude, speaking of, I just saw it on the scroll. Our guy's out again.
Yeah. That was going to be on the list that I cashed out my Canada World Cup group stage winner ticket this morning.
Come on.
Yeah.
What is the deal with that guy? Is he made of paper mache or what? Like, come on, Fonzie.
I've said it before. His muscles are just too big for his ligaments. Like he's just.
Well, but he's not the first big fast guy we've
he's
ever
the fastest
had.
human on Earth. He's literally the fastest person on Earth. So.
Well, Usain Bolt at one point was the fastest person on Earth, and he wasn't injured 3 times a year and missing long stretches.
Yeah, but he also only had to run like once a week. Not even once a week. Like soccer players and sport, they play way too much. But yeah.
Well, this fucking guy only runs like 3 times a year, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, true. It's not looking good for Canada. I'm definitely not excited for. Thank God we have a good group that we can handle, but not ideal.
It's at 4 to 5 weeks. Like when's it's starting in what?
Yeah,
6 weeks,
11th, something like that. Yeah, I think it's just 5 weeks.
No.
Yeah,
you know how I feel
Canada.
about some of those antics, but it's like, hey, we're at home here, dude. Like you're gonna have to just suck it up. I don't know what you got to do. Go and do some of this fancy. Well, doesn't he play in Germany? Isn't that where we send North American athletes over there for fancy treatment? Like, let's go find some shady doctors over there and do whatever it is that they do. Cycle out your blood. I don't know. You got to do something because you're hosting the World Cup in your home country. You need to be playing. Yeah. That's just you just have to.
Yeah, I agree. It's not ideal.
No. Damn it.
So that's twice this pod. Yeah. And also the head of the FIFA is the most corrupt dude on earth. He said that tickets are in line with like USA sports prices. Because like the minimum ticket is $350 or something like that for like the very, very upper deck. I'm like, I mean, you can get into a college football game or even some NFL stadiums for $150, $200, and it's just insane. Like
you could get in the Panthers game a few years ago for like 79 cents or whatever it was.
Exactly. Yeah. And shout out, Ontario needs a shout out because they've got the a law, fans first law, so you can't resell tickets higher than the face value. So,
that's great.
So like that.
Yeah, so, I do like that.
We're going from soccer to your favorite, the league, the basketball league, WNBA. Blaze loves the WNBA more than the NBA.
No, that's well, that might be true.
I don't know if you saw this, but Paige Buchers and Azzi Fudd, two of the best. Azzi Fudd just got drafted first overall. Paige Buchers is one of the best players in the league. Yeah, they've had a relationship for I don't know a while, year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. But they're asked Fudd just got drafted to Paige's team. So they had the press conference, and someone asked like a relationship question, and the publicist instantly shut it down, or whoever. It was just like, and then both them and certain pundits are like, well, you shouldn't ask, relationships are off the table, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, I don't know, I don't want to be anti-woman here, but you want all the money, but like if LeBron and Luka started fucking, it's going to be everyone's business. Like
that's going to be in the news. It's going to be in the news.
Like, I'm sorry. It's kind of look at what's happened with the Patriots coach. Look what happens with, I don't know, just anyone and everyone in a relationship.
Where's his publicist saying, hey, it's not anyone's business. Let's get that guy on board.
Or Josh Allen, like his relationship, or Justin Herbert. It's always in the news. So it's everybody's business.
Okay, I got a bunch of questions on this one. Yeah. So her name's Fudd?
Fudd, yeah.
Like Elmer.
Yeah.
That's a sick handle for a basketball player like that.
Yeah.
So they were banging, but they're not anymore?
We're not allowed to ask those questions, Blaze, so we'll have to cut this out. Yeah, no,
Okay, so,
they're still dating. They're dating, same
oh,
team
okay.
and dating.
And
It's
so
like
they're
if
the same
Brady and
team.
Gronk were in a relationship, we're not allowed to
Yeah,
talk about it. No one would
yeah.
talk about
Not allowed to talk about it. Huh.
it.
That seems weird. Like,
So
why not?
I don't know. Yeah, I get it. Like I think if you want to be in the public eye, this comes with the territory in
But you know
women's
what?
sports and
Actually,
men's sports.
I'm gonna flip on that one. You know
That's
what? That's
fair.
actually a great idea. So no more talking about Mike Vrabel and his relationships.
Yeah, there you
We're not allowed to talk about
go. I knew you'd like that. Which leads us right into Boston sports. Rough, rough couple weeks for Boston sports.
it. Oh,
Your Bruins out. The Celtics just brought a lot. They're up 3-1.
I heard they just blew it.
Yeah. The Red Sox? I guess they just fired their GM and everything
They
else.
fired their whole coaching staff. Like they're a train wreck. They suck.
Yeah.
Bruins though, like they weren't. I can't even believe that they made the playoffs. Like they don't have a good roster, and so I wasn't expecting much. It's cool that they made it. But I kind of wish that they would have flamed out earlier so that the GM would get fired because he's just got to go.
Yeah.
Hey, I need you to pause this for a second.
Yeah. Let's have a little pausies.
Keep talking.
Okay. Also, on the Boston sports, we won't get into it because I send Blaze countless Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel, so he's sick of all the Mike Vrabel Rossini news. But I just want you to know on the Diana, so we won't talk about it too much. But I showed Jess a clip 2 weeks ago of Rossini and instantly hated her, like almost like a dog sniffs out bad people. You kind of see like you guys see like the hair on the back of Jess's neck stand up. And she's
really?
like, no, she's toxic. Like she watched a 5-second clip of Rossini. She's like, no, just hate her out of the gates. Huh. And then on the Simmons podcast, I howled. So Bill Simmons, our favorite podcast, he made sure to mention he's only met Diana Rossini once. Just distancing himself instantly. Like,
just a request. And it was not in Sedona.
Yeah. It's like his wife was like, oh yeah, didn't you have her on a podcast? Only met her once. It was just on the podcast.
Yeah, and it was video streamed.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Diana. Her life is ruined.
Yeah. I thought it was a little weird, but like the Mike Vrabel counseling on day 3 of the draft, why couldn't that be waited like a day or 2 days? That was a weird thing.
That was the wife. That was the wife flexing. Yeah. She's saying, "Oh yeah, you say you're going to do anything to fix this? Well, guess what? We're doing it Saturday." Come on, you know as well as I do. That's just the woman flexing right there.
That's true. And then did you see he got her a hoodie at the airport?
Who?
Vrabel. There was like someone shot him got like a hoodie for his wife. It was like in the airport, so it's obviously been just memed to death. And then
what a sweetheart.
When this recent child stuff came out the last couple of days, somewhere like, he needs to get another airport hoodie.
Yeah, he's gonna have to buy something good. This needs to stop. I know that you think it's a bigger deal than I do. To me, I'm like, are we really diving into adultery in pro sports? Like, is that
Tiger
the road we're going to go down?
Tiger Woods lost his whole career.
This is nonsense. Tiger Woods had an absolute harem. He had like 100 side pieces, everything from strippers to Perkins waitresses. And he was admitted that he had a problem. He was like a degenerate sex fiend, and it was mixed in with also a drug problem. Like, this is totally different. Like, this is just two adults having an affair. Why does everybody care? You know who should care? Vrabel's wife and Rossini's husband. They should be super pissed. Like, why one of them hasn't already filed for divorce, I have no idea. Like, those should be the ones who care. The rest of us, like, I don't know, man. Like, they're two consenting adults doing whatever they're doing. Like, is it wrong? Of course. Does it need to be like news? I don't know. I have a just different thought. Like, if she worked for the league, maybe. But like, she was a writer, podcast host or whatever it was, and he like this happens everywhere, man. It's pro sports. This happens all the time. There was some very, very serious people that have got fired up here, like at TSN around the Blue Jays, like females that got relocated into different positions, and it's all going back to the same thing. Players were banging reporters, and this happens with every team. I don't know.
I think it totally happens. Just I think the NFL being the most powerful sport in North America and head coach of one of the biggest franchises, just
And the
This is
time
good.
of year. Like if training camp was going on now, it would get forgotten.
Mm,
Like he's gonna have to at one like when he just needs to take the podium the first time, just be like, I'm just here to talk about the team, and then eventually they'll
yeah.
stop asking, and then it'll just be
Bi-
football. But
Bill Belichick it. We're on
yeah,
to Minnesota.
yeah, we're on to Minnesota. And hopefully he doesn't use like a different name. Like we're on to Mina Kimes. I mean to Minnesota.
Oh,
That would
so.
be a major mistake. Like
Uh-huh.
no, I know
Oh.
Mina would never do that. I
Mm.
really like Mina, so I apologize for dragging her down. It was the first name that came to mind.
That's fair.
We're on to Sam Ponder. Now that would be
Yeah. Some
right.
news.
I don't know. Like I kind of actually want his wife to divorce him. I'm not gonna lie.
Vrabel's wife.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
just be like, "Hey, getting divorced." Then it doesn't have to go in no more. Like obviously he's not like something's wrong with that relationship. So
Yeah.
like get out, and then he can just focus on football. I need him focusing on
That's
football.
fair.
Is what matters to the end of the day. So she should
Yeah,
just
that's
divorce him. No
yeah.
counseling or nothing. Like he can go if he has another kid apparently that he needs to worry about. He can focus on that and
Yeah.
more, but focus on football. Let's do that.
That's fair. I like it. It's good. Good end to that one. Also that because it was such a bad month or a couple weeks for Bostonians, there's got to be a few like Texas Tech Bostonians who just also lost their quarterback and they lost the best basketball player in the nation a month before that. So
I didn't know
pray
that one.
for like the 4 Bostonian Texas Tech alumni out there. They're really going through it. Yeah.
Very tough. You know what though? Like Boston's had it pretty good for the better part of the last 2 decades. So
exactly.
a little down spot here for a couple of weeks is not a big deal. Patriots were just in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And wasn't it 2 years ago the Celtics won the championship?
Yeah. The Celtics have been doing just fine.
Don't think there'll be a lot of violins played for
No.
Boston sports fans right now.
No. A quick NBA thing. I just got to give. We won't talk about it. A quick zip through. Jordan and LeBron talked about the GOAT. Did you see that a little bit?
No.
Jordan was great. He was like, "Stop talking about this. You can't compare 2 different generations." It's like comparing me to Wilt. Like Wilt could be the GOAT for all we know. LeBron's done amazing things, and then LeBron was like, "Yeah, I mean, I want to be Jordan. He's my hero. I hope I lived up to number 23 for him." Blah blah blah. It was like super cool, and also just some great points about obviously Jordan's the GOAT, but LeBron, people say he's got like a longevity record because he's the most points of all time, but he's also the quickest, not the youngest. I think he also was the youngest, but the quickest to 5,000 points, 10,000 points, 20,000 points. So he definitely still did it. And then like he's got all these point records, but he's like the all-time, he's the best passer in the game. So it's and he's defense.
He's top 10 in pretty much every category that ever existed in basketball.
And the speed of doing it. And he did it like, it's not like he spent 4 years in college. So he was a grown man when he came out of college and could do it quick. He's still, so what he's doing, he was the best player in the series, last series he had.
Yeah.
And that's just outrageous.
He's still an impact player 40 plus years. Like he's doing Brady stuff. And it's crazy. It's wild. I think the best thing, hat tip to LeBron, is he's been, because 41?
Yeah.
42? And he's been in the limelight since he was 14 years old. And no scandals, no like anything. Yeah, his I'm taking my town South Beach thing, that was pretty stupid.
That was rough.
But and he had that 1 year a few years ago with the Lakers where it looked like he kind of was just mailing it in on some plays when they were eliminated. But like if that's his only blemishes and 25 years of being like one of the most famous athletes on the planet, hat tip to that guy. Like he's obviously like a true professional. Like it's
and the amount of his like minutes were some of the top in the league this year, and like top he's ever done, and he played almost every game at his age, and it's just wild.
We need some of that work ethic into full Fonzie Davies here.
Yeah,
stay on the court or the floor, the field or whatever they're called. Pitch.
Here you go, pitch. It's beautiful. Well, NFL draft quick winners and losers before we jump into off-season grades. Might get canceled here, but I'll bring it back around. So if you're sensitive, turn the podcast off.
That's probably always a pretty good rule.
I was highly critical of the multiple Make-A-Wish kids in the NFL draft.
Whoa.
Yeah. the first one also, the first kid announced the Lions pick, which that's probably rough in itself. It's like, hey, like, oh, the Lions, like he has to be a Lions fan, so he's already kind of up against it. But
Yikes.
I just noticed that the kid had braces, and I sent this text to you, and I was like, why does he have braces? Like he's dying, right? Like you can't get your teeth aren't coming to heaven with you or wherever you're going. And then I also thought that's like you only have so long left. Why do you want braces? I mean, that hurts. Are you wearing elastic? Like, keep the grill you got. I just don't want to go through the pain. Braces are painful. It just didn't seem like a good choice. So I don't want to say he was faking it to get.
This is Maybe it's supposed to be a normal kid who talks like, hey, you need braces. So
All right, well, let's get to the Seahawks kid then. He went like real. Did you see him? He went WWE style with the last pick of the first round.
I don't think I said.
Just screaming like into it, and it just calling on the crowd, which is totally fine. He wanted to be the WWE bad guy, but I thought it was really aggressive, and I'm sure not me, but I'm sure a lot of people were really hateful of the kid. Just like so,
but not you though.
not me.
Someone else mentioned this, but it's definitely not you.
No, other people were like, I see why the Grim Reaper chose him because he's fucking being obnoxious.
Jesus.
I'm like, but where I bring it back around, it was like, if it was me, like 7 years old, 6 years old, we got poor little Fraser. He's never met his dad. He's a Vikings fan, and I went up there and like, the Minnesota Vikings, you lose, like just screaming. I'm sure people would be like, you know what? His dad probably made a good choice. Fuck that kid. Like, I'm sure if you're going to be obnoxious, you're going to get it. So, I don't know.
Fuck that kid, he says.
Yeah.
Wow.
So poor little Aboriginal Fraser.
I remember when you were 7 or 8 years old. You never would have had the attention span to be on the mic for those 12 seconds.
Yeah, that's
and with the 31st pick, and then you'd be like, "Oh, squirrel!" And you would have just fucking ran off the stage chasing them.
Yeah. I would have gronked it. I would have just started headbutting people, putting on helmets, staying on the stage for 30 minutes.
The best is that I just said that to you last month. It's just a good memory. Probably the all-time greatest moment in draft history, if you ask me.
Yeah, it really is.
I still remember your reaction when it happened, and you're like, "What is this family?" They're all just bouncing around, just helmet on. Like, it was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Well, another person was still being announced on the stage, like the next draft pick's going on, and it just kept on going. Like it was funny the first time, and then the second time, I'm like, wait, what? And then like a third, there was like 4 different clips. Yeah,
it just kept growing. There's more of them. Oh, that was an incredible moment. Yeah, it was the poor guy drafted after. That'd be a pretty good story. They should do a thing on him and interview him. Like, so what was going through your head?
When Gronk's family just took the stage and wouldn't leave it for 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's a fantastic.
So yeah, I noticed a lot of soon-to-be ex-girlfriends on the like in the first round. It just, I don't know. There's gonna be some leveling up, I think.
Right.
Normally there was a lot of good, not like we rate people on how they look, but it just seemed, don't hold your breath, ladies. On staying around.
Yeah, rent, don't buy. Yeah. There's a lot of like the Russell Wilson one.
The Russell Wilson one. I had a lot of Russell Wilson.
Struck it rich, and then all of a sudden she was nowhere in sight.
Yeah. And then a couple last draft notes. I know I'm old when that 320,000 person pit at the NFL draft seems like a fucking nightmare. Like, going to the bathroom, getting a drink, like no chance.
How does that happen? How do you get that many people? Like, I don't know.
And on top of it, with everything that's going on in the world, I wouldn't want to go there just from that looks miserable.
Yeah.
And it's where was it this year? In Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Even more. Yeah, not ideal. But like that seems like
there.
Yeah, an unsafe kind of place. Like if terrorism alerts are kind of at a high right now. I wouldn't want to be at the All-American Fest with 320,000 people and minimal exits.
So. Yeah, I would just like to be clear. So far, you've mentioned in this podcast, you've already mentioned a bomb in the same hotel as the president and then a terrorist thing. I would like everybody to know that we're not in the same place right now. We're in actually different countries. So if there's any little sirens going off for anybody, just know that I'm completely separate from those comments.
That's fair. One last couple losers or winners. Texas Tech was the biggest combo winner and loser of the draft. 9 players drafted.
Yeah.
Only 4 schools had 9 or more, so biggest year for Texas Tech in history. However, like 5 to 6 of them went to absolute shit franchises. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. And like half of them went to the Dolphins. I'm like, God, like, are you kidding me? Like this is bullshit. But I want to say, since both of our Finns friends kind of have denounced the Finns and reined in that they know they're trash, I'm going to take all their stock, and I'd like to announce my time of the Miami Red Raiders. A long history, Texas Tech Red Raiders. We've got Zach Thomas, Wes Welker. Now they've got 4 Texas Tech players on the team, maybe 5.
Yeah, it's a pipeline. It's a true pipeline.
Yeah, which goes to my point. It's kind of like a testament to the Finns. You know, you've got Howie Roseman, Philadelphia, loading up on Georgia players. Like, no, Georgia, working out. The Finns are like, I've got it.
Yeah.
Texas Tech players. This is what we're going to do.
They've won how many national championships again?
Yeah. We'll sprinkle in a few Washington State Cougars, maybe, and championship.
Yeah. Does Villanova still have a football team? Maybe we can come there. We're styling.
Yeah. So anyways, good job,
Yeah,
Finns.
they're pretty. Their fan base. I know the buddies that you're talking about. They don't even really talk about football much anymore.
No.
Pretty insane now. It's like, oh, that Chris Bell kid. He's like, yeah, we got him. Apparently, the Patriots are going to draft him. I'm like, you mean the guy who just tore his ACL is like playing this year? That's your big coup because you thought that someone else. Yeah, the Patriots, the Jets were about to draft him, and we scooped in. I'm like, really? Okay.
We swooped in.
Yeah, were you in the room? Did you? Is there any proof to this besides coming off the Reddit Miami Dolphin boards? Like,
yeah, that's gonna be a sad place to be.
No doubt.
Couple other draft notes. Really seemed like a great first round. I thought it was like my favorite first round. I just kind of everyone's did really well, and it was cool picks everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really liked it.
And lots of trades. Like mostly just little trade down here and there, but a few interesting moves. And it was kind of like when you look at it, every team kind of, no one really had a head scratcher of a pick. I didn't think.
No, I think the only one which we'll get into was my team, but it still was fine. Take a risk on it. Yeah. And I'm glad you said that. To your point, I think it was such a good draft because guess who wasn't in the first round? We didn't have Atlanta, the Jags, the Bengals, or the Colts weren't in it. So
yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, Atlanta always manages to bumble it somehow.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad I was ahead of that one at the start too. The like when the Colts made that trade, I'm like, all right, there's a handful of players in the NFL that are worth 2 first round draft picks, and that dude that they got ain't one of them. Like, no. To have to sit out, and then next year's supposed to be an even like an outrageous talent draft, and they're not going to have a first round pick again. Yeah, like so they could have Sauce Gardner. I don't like that's. Yeah, to me that's maybe the worst trade I've seen in the NFL in like 10 years.
Wow. Well, they've got Daniel Jones, so they had to go all in.
Yes, true. Coming off his Achilles. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love that it was the Colts and it was them who bumbled it, and I think it's hilarious. Or the Rats, as I like to call them. But that's, I think to me that goes down as maybe the worst trade, in a long time.
That's fair. I mean, even the Travis Hunter one, which isn't looking, he's a good player, but is it worth the haul that he got?
Yeah, that's a lot. Or, you know what? Who is it? Who is the running back that someone traded a first round pick for? Was it that Indy traded for him with the Browns, or the Browns traded for him?
Oh, the Trent Richardson. The Colts.
Yeah.
The Colts. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they trade that first round pick too?
Yeah. Yeah, that was huge.
I love it. They're so useless. I love it. You take away the Peyton, like a couple, obviously few really good years of Peyton Manning, that franchise has been dog shit forever, and I think it's fantastic.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. I think I got 2 last things on the draft before we get into off-season grades, but it seemed like there was a lot of bodies of work for rookies that were undone last year. So like Cade Klubnik, Penn State quarterback, like Drew Aller. Also, the Clemson defensive tackle was like going to be a top 5 pick until last year.
Yeah.
It just seemed to the list goes on. There's so many. I'm interested to see if those guys who we thought were going to be top picks and now slid. Could they be some good steals in later rounds or late first round? But yeah,
And something to think
year
of going into this year too, right? Like everyone's talking about how it's going to be the greatest quarterback draft in years, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
I did an entire fucking article just aggregating, reading all this stuff and listing all these things about how great the quarterback class is this year and all these players and like even Clemson and Cade Klubnik was going to be the number 1 overall pick and Drew Aller was 4th or 5th. It was just, and who else am I forgetting? There's a couple other guys that were supposed to be great and just all. So it'll be, like you said, it'll be interesting. This year, could the same thing kind of happen?
I think so. Because there's some talented corners. Well, Jeremiah Smith will be in the draft, and he's like he should be a top 3 pick regardless of other quarterbacks. Like he's a freak.
Yeah, absolutely
exciting. Long way to go to that.
Yeah. Also, the NFL needs a fix. They are doing the pick leaks again. So, like on Twitter and on betting markets, people knew 2 picks ahead. So, it was bullshit.
Yeah, that's no good.
So, anyways, let's go in. We'll start. We're going to go alphabetical order.
Okay.
Look at the notes here. We won't spend too much time on shitty teams. So, Cardinals, there were big key acquisitions, not really anything. I mean, Kendrick Bourne, Tyler Algier, they got rid of their quarterback, as we know. So, I don't know. And then they drafted Jeremiah Love. So I think they had a good draft. I like the Carson Beck thing. That's kind of cool. Might as well. But aside from that,
they gotta try something, I guess. I like the Love pick. I think the kid's a stud. So
it's like people are torn, and I'm torn. And maybe your thoughts on this. It's like I think it's a good idea to get Jeremiah Love because then you have someone great for whatever quarterback they take next year.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, a running back has a low shelf life. So it's like you're kind of wasting 1 to 4 or 5 years, his golden years kind of thing, for a second contract when you're not ready. Like it seems like a lot of people are saying a running back, if you're going to pick the stud, it needs to be when you're kind of in a win now and it's a missing piece versus a foundational spot, which the Cardinals kind of took them in.
I think that's a team though. They got to be realistic looking at their division going, we're pretty much fucked for a couple of years anyway.
Yeah. Just take the best player and hope it works out.
Exactly.
Give fans something to cheer for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Falcons. We didn't really give them a grade. I don't care.
No.
B-.
Not even.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even have a pick. So
no.
I'm surprised that they didn't take. Isn't that everyone was talking about that quarterback from North Dakota, the dual threat, and he was a lefty? I'm surprised that they didn't somehow try to trade him and get him.
Oh, we're talking about the Falcons, or
yeah.
I thought you were on the Cardinals.
They're trying to get their young developmental left-handed quarterback to go with the other 2 that they have.
Yeah, the Falcons. Which I want to give them a little bit of love. Arthur Blank, I think one of the best owners in the league for the World Cup. He is keeping food prices the same, which even at Falcons games, they're like, $7 nachos, $6 hot dogs, whatever it is, refills for soda for free. And so he's keeping prices the same. So as much as we make fun of all their picks and all their decisions, Arthur Blank
takes care of the fans. You got to give them that. I like that.
Yeah. They got Terrell out of Clemson, round 2 picks. So that's all right. They got Tua, re-signed Cal Pitts. I mean, aside from that, just a bunch of random stuff. So I think we hate the Tua thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And funny. Yeah, I'm giving them a C-.
Okay.
Yeah. Not too much to say about them, right?
No.
They'll
be playing for a division title, though.
Yeah, that's true. Have they said when Penix is going to come back? I haven't noticed.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It was ACL again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So probably early in the season, Halloween maybe.
Yeah. On to Baltimore. Best pickup of the year, Calais Campbell. He's back. He finally has a good team he's playing on.
Yes.
So, I mean, they got Trey Hendrickson. And then, a bunch of other nice stuff.
Didn't they get that Zion Young in the draft? They're in the second round.
Yeah,
They got the
edge out of
best
Missouri.
guard. I mean, they just were very Ravens-like. They're going to just continue to try and be bullies.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for some karma to hit them for that
Henderson,
Max Crosby stuff, but I don't know. We'll see if it happens.
Yeah.
I think you got to say they got a pretty good offseason, though.
Because that B plus.
Hey,
a B plus.
A plus.
B plus.
Oh, I was like A plus. Jesus. You know what? Just because they got Calais, I say
A. Okay, I like it. The Bills. They got DJ Moore, but they paid too much for him, didn't they?
Way too much. Way too much. I don't like that at all. Messing with that supermarket.
Yeah. I mean, CJ Gardner-Johnson didn't really do too much on the acquisition side. They got TJ Parker, the edge out of Clemson. And they did they did a good job in the draft, but I don't know, nothing really huge. I guess they don't need to do anything huge. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so stay the course.
A solid C. C's get degrees.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, that's all I'm giving them. I don't know.
That's fair. I'll keep that one for you.
DJ Moore is kind of old and on the way out. Have they done anything to upgrade their receiving core?
No. So, and again, he's not really getting. I don't know. He's not like creating separation. He's a nice possession receiver. I mean, he can go deep as well, but it's not like he's especially his age, is kind of an elite weapon like they need. They always just have kind of like a B-level wide receiver, and that's where they stay.
Yeah, and then they put it all on Josh. But hey, I mean, you know what? She's not bad. Like, they are a wild card team, right? They didn't win their division last year. I don't know if you remember that, but
yeah, fair.
So they're the second best team in their division, and so they kind of just kept things going the way they did. I'd say C.
Yeah, fair. Panthers, I don't know. They got Lee Hunter at Texas Tech. That's all I care about. But just Panthers. They had a good draft. No real major. Jalen Phillips was kind of their major acquisition, but
spent way too much on him. Yeah, but I think they have the cap space. I like what the Panthers are doing, man. They got a pretty scrap team. They got lots of talent. They got a nice wide receiver room. I thought they might have done so. They need kind of something different at running back. Poor, what's his name? The Canadian kid just can't stay healthy. Chuba.
Yeah.
Hubbard. So I don't know. I think they're building a pretty solid team. They've got two good tackles, but they're both hurt all the time. So they drafted another one. I think was a smart play.
Yeah.
They'll be same as Atlanta and Tampa. They're all going to and the Saints are just all going to muck around and see who wins that division at 9-8.
It's so weird that division just can't really do anything. I guess they did with Brady for a while there, but it was always kind of trash.
Yeah. It's always
very bizarre.
It's always like one of the bottom three divisions in the NFL every single year.
And just the quarterback across the board is, Baker is the only half decent one. They're all just kind of mediocre or worse than mediocre options.
Well, the Saints guy. I mean, he showed some flashes as a rookie, so
mediocre.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, on to the Bears. Bears had a good draft. They got your guy Dylan out of Oregon that you want, the Vikings. They good draft across the board. Devin Bush, Garrett Bradbury. He's often hurt, but good little player. I don't know. Seems like they're chugging along. They keep on loading up well. Tons on them.
I think they're another C's get degrees team. They didn't really do much for their pass rush, did they? Like, they don't. They kind of feel like they need more there.
Yeah.
But
I think it also just rests on Caleb. Like, he's had some outrageous plays, but he hasn't really. I don't know. We'll see. Jury's still out.
Yeah, well, that's the big one. If he keeps improving, then I think they're going to be very, very good. But I would like to see them get more pass rush, personally.
Yeah.
C plus.
Sure. Yeah. C. I'll give him a B minus.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bengals. Finally, we can get into the Bengals, or a team we can really talk about.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So you let go of Hendrickson because you don't want to pay him, but then who did they take recently? Like they signed two players like in his place that are not nearly as good and paying the same amount of money. I don't know.
Yeah.
They spent money somewhere stupid is all I remember.
They gave Dexter Lawrence a huge contract after they traded the number 10.
Thank you. It wasn't in my thing I had notes on. Yeah. Dexter Lawrence. It makes no sense.
I there's two schools of thought. There's some people that say, "Oh, you're never going to find a player as good as Dexter Lawrence at the number 10 pick." That's maybe true, but you get a pretty damn good player who's cost controlled for 5 years. There's so much value in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there's some players that are worthy of a first round pick. I mean, if you told me that you traded him for like the 20th pick, sure, top 10 pick.
Well, and that's after you just had Trey Hendrickson, which you just keep him without trading away a pick. You just had to pay the guy.
Yeah,
and I mean, he's again like Ohio, Cincinnati's a little bit urban, but white corn-fed boy, everyone loves him. Just kind of the perfect little Midwestern guy for the franchise. That just you want to keep him around and pay him. It's like very bizarre.
Yeah, well, it could have been too though that he just wouldn't sign. I'm guessing he just wanted out.
Yeah, and then they took an edge in the draft. I don't know. I'm just giving them a D. They get a D because of how they handled the Hendricks thing, bringing in Dexter Lawrence when they get shit just paid.
Yeah.
And obviously they keep on paying their quarterback and their wide receivers, which, as we see, doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'll go D as well.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, it's a safe bet, right? Like if you just, if it's like, you sometimes just look for an easy win. And if you just say the Bengals fucked up, it's quite often you're going to be right. So
exactly. That's a very safe bet. One of my favorites, the Browns.
Yeah.
I assume the Browns are just going to brown and screw it up anyways, but which they are. I guess the big talk is they're not going to start my boy, Sanders. They're going with the massage lover instead, which
well, they got
I don't know. Do they? Have you seen that guy play for the last 2 seasons? Have you tried to play?
Sure, play last year.
He did
worse.
Just fine with. I mean, I don't know.
No, he was not just fine. He was in a lot of ways one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league over the last 5 years.
He had nothing he had nothing, and now he's got some stuff. I think you got to see what you have in him. You already know what you have in Massage Lover. It's just, I think anyways. I love what they did. They got
so much for him. They got to at least find out. They got to that's when I say they got to. That's what I mean. Is like they owe him so much money. They gave up so much to get him. You got to literally hope that the guy's sorted some things out in his head. Obviously, the talent is there. You have to see. And I mean, probably the best case scenario is that you put him in, and he does suck, and then you put Shedeur in, and he sucks worse. And then you put in Gabriel, and he is even worse. And you end up at 2-15, and then you get to draft Eli Manning. You're the young Manning kid.
That's what Manning, yeah.
With all because they're building a monster of a roster around him. Like it's
crazy.
It's such a great job. So don't fuck it up by going and winning 10 games.
Yeah, that's fair.
Really, you don't have a quarterback for the long term.
Yeah.
So, I know you disagree. You think that Shady that guy, and maybe you can. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It didn't look like it to me, but
no, I don't think he can be the guy. I think he's a good stopgap. I mean, there's a chance maybe he could be the guy, but he's better than 10 other quarterbacks. Was my main thing last year. He wasn't the worst.
He was 10. Name them.
Okay. There was that 1 week where there was a lot of starters who I hadn't even heard of half the guys. It was a rough.
They're still not 10. You still can't find 10.
But I mean, to your point, absolutely, you should get another quarterback like a stud, unless Shedeur blows everyone's socks off. I just think him and Ty Simpson, I watched with an eye test, and they just seem like they had confidence. They stepped into the throws well. Shedeur was running for his life. People were dropping passes. He was about to win the game after bringing the team back, and the coach called his running back to throw the pass. It was just some of the stuff around him was obnoxious. But
he had to bring the team back because he threw 3 interceptions in the first half and was the reason they were losing.
You never remember this was Kirk Cousins. So Shedeur gets shit.
I just don't think he's any good. I'm saying it. I just don't think he's good.
I think he's startable. But
I think he's actually perfect though for what they need to accomplish this year. So
fair.
Pin zone. Throw him out there as much as you can. Let him just throw the ball to the wrong team. Go, win 2 or 3 games and set yourself up for the next decade.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, at least him playing, it's something to talk about. The Browns, at least they're in the public eye and something to debate about and argue about if you're fans at the tailgate. So yeah, I think it's good for them. But yeah, I mean, they're obviously their last 2 drafts have been outrageous, and trading the Hunter trade, they nailed that with their defensive tackle's a stud, and so
they got the defensive rookie of the year in the second round last year. It's Schlesinger.
mm-hmm.
Like they got and I love their draft this year. So
yeah, A+, or maybe an A. I don't know if an A+ is handleable, but
nah, you know what? I'd like an A.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. Watch 3 of these their top picks just be absolute flops, and they're just still the Browns.
Yeah. Cowboys. I mean, I don't have too much to say about Cowboys. We can just move on. They got Caleb Downs. That was nice.
Yeah.
They're still just the Cowboys. So I don't know. They get enough love and talk about them.
And then that pass rusher. A lot of people are pretty high on that pass rusher.
Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they did well.
You have to say the Cowboys draft well. You have to give them that. Like they over the years, if you look at their drafts, like they drafted a lot of good players. They just tend to get rid of them, or they trade them, or I don't know.
Yeah. The George Pickens thing kind of worked out. He's obviously been a stud and kept his nose pretty clean.
And he's not holding out. He signed his tender already, so that's a win.
His franchise. Yeah.
I give him a B.
Yeah. I mean, I give him a B too. I just feel like they get so much.
Well, B+.
I like it. B+.
Downs is so good. So B+.
Yeah. Fair. An A for I got the Denver Broncos. Although they gave a ton away for Jalen Waddle, but
yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe I take that back. Never mind. I love Jalen Waddle on the team, but I just don't like how much they gave for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice addition, but they paid way too much. Yeah, and I didn't really see much else that they did. So
yeah, they got a defensive tackle at Texas A&M. J.K. Dobbins is returning. He's always hurt.
Yeah,
Adam Troutman's all right, but yeah, all right. Never mind. Maybe I'm not as high. I do kind of like that they went all in for a wide receiver. Is Jalen Wall that receiver that you go all in for? I don't know. Could you've gotten AJ Brown for half the cost and like a third rounder, second round?
Nah, that remains to be seen. What's the date today? We got so like 20 days. Like 23 days still on that.
Yeah,
it's agonizing.
Yeah. Well, you want to get in the Patriots because these are kind of Yeah. Let's get into New England. I'm trying to find. I have you're not going to like this, but a new nickname for New England.
Oh.
Yeah. A rebrand. I just think they should be called the New England Kardashians. Oh. Very successful, very incredible for what they've done. But it just seems like there's very dramatic. For a team I never think as a drama team because Bill Belichick's very like, we're on to this. Talk. But it does seem they're in the line. They're like the new Cowboys where whether it's Bill, which he's obviously a coach anymore, but with his young girlfriend, the owner stuff, now the variable stuff, the Dig stuff, which he's no longer with the team, but the Brady, which I guess his divorce happened after, but it just seems like there are a lot of drama, which happens when you're the top dog as well. So
when you're the greatest, like people are going to notice these things. That's just going to happen.
Yeah,
people are going to come at the king, and so now they're looking for reasons. I do want to give a shout out though, because I think we've talked about this on the pod too, and it's good to see that the woman that accused Diggs of her just get shamed in a courtroom because it's happening way too much that the court of public opinion is jumping all over these athletes when these gold diggers are clearly just out looking for a payday and making up stories and telling lies and trying to ruin the guy's career. And I'm not saying that Diggs is an angel because obviously he's got
there's smoke, there's fire a little bit.
Yeah, like he's a bit of a man whore, and that's I guess his thing, and women love him. But like this was all bullshit, and I smelt it from the start. I'm like, we need to hear the details on this, and if you have gone through any of the details and saw like some of the stuff that judge said to her, even when she was like testifying, like this chick was a fraud, 100% fraud, and it's good to see her get exposed. And I just wish that more of the people that were crucifying him at the time would come out with a mea culpa now and say, you know what, I was wrong. I jumped the gun because I saw it a mile away. I'm not afraid to say it. And he's not even on our team anymore, so I'm not defending him because of that. I'm defending him because I knew it was bullshit, and it got exposed. So good for him. Yeah.
It's like Trump is allowed to, like, Trump's been suing all these news people who say stuff about him, whether it's right or wrong. But it's like athletes should be allowed to, if you so and so Stephen A. Smith, whoever it was, you ran your mouth about me, sells bad shit, suing you, I want $500K. Because like you said, they shouldn't be allowed to just go off on whatever's going on until adding fuel to the fire, like you said.
Right, you never fix it. Like the guy just got crucified in the media when it happened, and Twitter and wherever else, and it turns out that it was all bullshit. So it's frustrating. Yeah. These athletes just got to be so careful. But I just I just really think we need to always take a step back more and more and get both sides of the story before we start throwing mud.
Yeah. On the Patriots draft, I did sniff out something myself.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel kind of throwing some flashbang grenades, like, hey, look over here. A couple of trade ups.
Yeah.
So, Bill Belichick, the Patriots are always trading down and driving your fans mad. Here he's like, hey, don't look over here. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Here you go. Here's some trade ups. Let me take your mind off. Let's look over under this hat. And what do you got for the Patriots?
I'm happy with it. We needed to. I wanted more offensive line. Got that. Our pass rush was lacking. Got that. Hopefully, I mean it's all hopefully the draft, but and then a young developmental tight end. So I love what they did. I would have liked to see them maybe take at least one more flyer on an off the ball linebacker because I think that's a spot of need. But overall, I would say it's probably I don't know what's above an A plus.
A plus maybe? Yeah, 2 pluses.
Yeah.
No,
we'll just go A.
Okay.
They did have to spend draft capital to get those guys, but hey, if it turns out good, then it probably is an A plus plus.
Yeah. And then story still unwritten. AJ Brown is leaning towards your way.
Yes. Okay. My thoughts have not changed. I want him. Love to have him on the team, but golly, they keep saying that it's going to be a future first. You cannot trade a first round pick for a 29-year-old receiver. I'm sorry, you can't do it.
I'm with
you. Now there's more stuff coming that they might be a first, but then they'll get something back. So okay, fine. If it's a 28 first, and next year you get a third back with AJ, I can stomach that. But if it's just like, oh well, we got a sixth back, like who gives a fuck, right? Like they just can't be. So
yeah,
it's going to come out June 2nd or June 1st or whatever it is, and we're going to have to hear the details. But I just don't. I really, really want him, and I think it'd be a huge difference in the team. But it cannot be just flat out for a first round pick.
I don't understand why it's such a done deal with the Patriots. It's just like it seems 60, 70, 80% chance it's going to the Patriots. Like there's no bidding war for him. I just don't understand that part. But they're like, oh yeah, no, it's going to the Patriots. Closer. Yeah.
But I think the deal's done, right? Like if you look at the way both teams acted in the draft, the Eagles traded up and spent the first round pick on another receiver. They've signed like 4 different receivers. So in their mind, the deal's done. Patriots drafted 0 receivers, not even a developmental one. So like in their mind, the deal's done, I think. So they must have already agreed on it. Now, could they someone pull a Ravens and go back? I guess they could, but they're probably the only dirtbag franchise that would do something like that. So,
But yeah, wouldn't the Eagles be like, hey, we're getting a second from the Patriots or a third from the Patriots? What can you do? So to me, it's just...
that's what I think is a done deal. They probably did that already. And the Patriots were the highest suitor, and that's where he wants to go, right? So... but what's this up? Someone from swooping in, in 2 weeks. Maybe they don't like what they got in the draft and say, "Oh, hey, I don't know." To me, the deal's never done till it's done, as the Ravens showed. So, you're putting a lot of trust into the other GM if you made all your moves at this draft based on that trade.
Definitely, it seems like, but like I said, I think it must be done with how they handled the draft. And with the Eagles, there's always a team that there's no salary cap Like, they just spend $100 million on
Yeah.
Grenard. I'm like, wait, what? How? So you got, so I don't know. They just find money from. There's
It's
always one
unbelievable.
every year.
Yeah, they got so many high paid players. It's crazy,
Yeah.
and more coming. Like, it's because they draft so well the last 7 years that there's more guys coming too that are going to need to get paid.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like what the Eagles done, obviously they're looking good as normal. The Vikings, we can touch on the Vikings. They just signed Juwan Jennings this morning.
Yeah, that's a nice addition.
Yeah, but I just don't understand. Like, we had no money, I guess, because we didn't want to pay Grenard, so that was why we had no money. But we're signing a third receiver for $13 million.
Yeah,
when we're
that's
not winning.
That's these days.
We're not winning this year anyways, so it was kind of like we have two stud receivers. I mean, really, let's be honest.
You're not winning. What if Kyler's lightning in a bottle?
Then we'll do what we always do and make the playoffs and end with a 17th, 21st overall pick and stay in mediocrity. stay in this fucking, yeah.
At least you believe. At least you believe.
Exactly. Well, and with the Vikings, we took a boomer bust pick, which seems exciting.
Yeah.
He had a broken foot at the combine, and then I started thinking, at what point do we start to realize, like, are the Vikings just Atlanta and the Bengals and the Jets? Like, if KC picked this guy, it'd be like, oh, okay. Or the Patriots picked that guy, it'd be like, oh yeah, totally get it. Where now is it kind of like, well, the Vikings picked him, so I was like, like, when are Vikings fans like the ugly girl that thinks we're hot?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I just think we're always like, not always, like, the Vikings took a chance, they took a risk, but
yeah,
has it ever really worked out, these risks? Like, are we really a model franchise? Are we? So,
model. Excuse me. I will say this though: you compare them to the Bengals or the whatever other teams you mentioned, but they don't have. They never had the calamities of those other teams, right?
Aside from the worst draft or the worst trade in NFL history, but aside from that,
but that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, like, they don't have just like a lot of drama there. They seem to be a pretty clean franchise, so I think that's why they just kind of keep skating.
Yeah, they do. They're
the most. They're not the butt of the jokes like the Bengals are.
There's the most Midwestern team, just kind of staying in the middle.
Yeah, everyone likes them. They're like, Minnesota's basically Canada, right? Like, just nice people and
just good, healthy city.
Yeah,
yeah.
So yeah. Although Ice spends a lot of time there, which is quite wild.
Yeah,
it couldn't be much further from the border, but
yeah. To be fair, they've had the biggest scandals: the George Floyd, the shooting the white guy.
Yeah.
So maybe it's.
Maybe it's deep down, just an absolute degenerate state. I've never been.
It could be.
I think I went through it.
I was there. I went there and watched the worst sporting event in my entire life, which was Texas Tech losing the national basketball final.
Oh, right.
That was in heartbreaking fashion.
Right.
Yeah. Did you have a game like that? Is there a game? So I recorded it, just to rewatch. Yeah, I guess so. But like, I won't even rewatch the recording or.
No.
It was just the worst. That broke me.
I was at the helmet catch Super Bowl. Like,
yeah.
We were going undefeated. And then that fucking mouthy prick who still has lots to say, Asante Samuel, on the last drive, 2 or 3 plays before the helmet catch, Eli puts it like right here. And he just went right through his hands. It was over. It was kind of like one of those things, like as a hockey reference, when you see the teams under tons of pressure and they're just about to get it out of the zone, and they don't, and you just know that they're fucked, and 5 seconds, it might be 20, it might be 30. Eventually, they're going to score. That's what happened. As soon as he didn't catch that ball, I looked right at my wife, and I'm like, we should leave. She's like, what? She's like, they're going to score. I just know they're going to score now.
Yeah.
Like, that would have ended. They were out of no timeouts. It would have been like 3 knees, celebrate, confetti, like, and as soon as that happened, I was like, we're done. And sure as shit. So yeah, I would say equally, if not more, gutting than your loss.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, it's funny because Texas Tech, that happened with the Crabtree play. People forget, like, the whole drive leading up to that. There was one of they tipped the ball, and a guy had the ball, a Texas player, just dropped it through his hands. They should have picked, game was over.
Yeah.
And after that happened, it was like, all right, we're definitely winning. But there's two outrageous plays where the game should have ended that whole drive, and then the Crabtree play happened.
I still remember where I was for that one. That game was a
Yeah.
roller coaster.
Yeah. Okay, well, speaking of Texas Tech, we'll go to Kansas City. They keep on letting go of their all-pro cornerbacks, which makes me wonder: is it all Spags, their defensive coordinator? Like, right? Like, clearly,
they get good ones, right? Like, got to be they got to be good, but his scheme just puts him in success spots all the time.
And a lot, like the all-pros, most of them were later round picks, right? Like at least one was McDuffie or the other dude. Who was the other one that I'm thinking of then?
Was it Ward?
Yeah, no.
There's been a few. The one that went to the Titans like 5 years ago. Yeah, it's been a bunch. Ward was there too before he went to the Niners.
Yeah, so I think he's like, no, just let him go. And also probably a lot easier to play DB when you got Chris Jones and Karlaftis kind of running amok up front for you, and you're up 20 points, you know? So it's got me thinking, like, sure, I'm sure they're great players. They're all pros, but is it Spags and the fact often, they're up by 20 and teams are throwing it, and so you can breathe a lot more easy. I'm sure the pressure's off. Like, oh, you know what? We got Mahomes on the other side. Maybe I can, let the team do the work.
Might be right here.
Yeah.
We have first round picks again.
They got one of my favorite picks.
Yeah.
The guy from Clemson.
Right, Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be like top 5-10.
Yeah, they had Delane with their first one.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they're doing all right. The Chiefs, like their GM's a wise guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got Delane, obviously number 6 overall, best corner in the draft.
Yeah,
and Woods in the first round. I think it's huge. And also a little. Speaking of my first point about guys whose stock fell, they got Nussmeier in the 7th, where Nussmeier was talking top 10 going into last season.
I know. I think he's good, man. Like he was injured last year, but you watch the year before. Groot is having a pretty serious dream right now.
Oh,
can you hear him?
I hear him.
Oh yeah, he's mad at something.
We got dog dreams. That's why I just don't understand. Like, so many bodies of work were undone in 1 year. Where Garrett Nussmeier for 2-3 years in high school.
Yeah,
we saw. Somebody's gonna wake up the pup real quick. But yeah, we saw that. Obviously, he's really good, and people loved him, and they're saying, "Oh, he'll be a top 10 pick next year." Same thing with Drew Aller and Cade Klubnik. So yeah, with Nussmeier, it's like 1 year, just kind of write him off, and now he's a 7th round pick. Who knows?
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. He's gonna play this year.
Ooh, I don't hope that happens, but
no. But like, I mean, is Mahomes gonna be ready at the start of the season?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, maybe he can play. Like, I assume he's a freak, so
But okay, maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe it's too bold. I'm more just thinking like the other quarterback's Justin Fields, and he sucks. So like, what if Mahomes at this? Hey, they're like, hey, maybe a couple more weeks till we put him on the mission, and Nussmeier's lit up training camp. That's more what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Because Fields sucks. Come on, that's enough for him.
Yeah, it seemed like an odd choice for them.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't love. Oh no, is that my Wi-Fi? You still got me?
Yeah, but I heard that beeping.
Okay, good, perfect. Oh yeah, and the power went out for a second. The Wi-Fi stuck. The Kenneth Walker, I like that they got a running back, but Walker was always hurt. Last year he had a good season, but like
he is. But they got that Nebraska kid, that Nebraska running back, and I think he's going to be solid. So I thought that was a nice pickup too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd probably give them a B+, I would say. 2 first-round picks were both good players, maybe even an A.
Yeah, I'm going to go A. I like it.
Okay. Well, of course you are, because you're a homer. I'll go A-.
Okay. Perfect. Any other big teams to hit? I feel like going through all the shit teams is kind of...
Like the Niners just traded down forever and ever and ever, and then got the receiver that they eventually wanted, so you kind of got to respect that. I heard just on this morning, NFL Network had it on the background, and Manti Te'o saying like they're still good because this is a Hall of Fame roster. And he listed like he's like they got a Hall or no, was it Hall of Fame? No, I think he said Pro Bowl quarterback, Hall of Fame running back, Hall of Fame left tackle, Hall of Fame tight end, Hall of Fame middle linebacker, Hall of Fame defensive end. And I'm like, that's pretty good. I don't know that they're all Hall of Famers, but
Yeah.
that's like their roster is still where it needs to be. They could just stay healthy. And that receiver they got pretty high hopes for him and picked up a bunch of draft capital. So kind of like what they did.
And Brock's so funny. Brock's so polarizing. Like for a while there, 2 years ago, he was the MVP of the league, and then he kind of falters. And it's an interesting one with him.
He's just solid, steady Eddie. What about let's talk about their boy. We were both higher on Ty Simpson than everyone, except apparently Dan Orlovsky and the Rams.
Yeah, that's right. Let's get into the Rams. I'm so happy he went there. Yeah. But also it's like, I guess, right, two schools of thought. You build on, it was a free pick, essentially. So let's use it as a free pick, but could it have helped Super Bowl next year? Yeah.
I thought it was a great pick. They had, and their other first rounder, they traded for McDuffie, so they improved their secondary. Their roster's in really, really good shape. They got the MVP at quarterback for one more year, maybe two, but probably just the one. And then you got a guy to learn from. I thought it was a perfect spot to take him. The only thing, and they probably did try. The only thing I would have maybe traded down. But, I think I predicted on the pod that I was either them or the Steelers. That was the bold one. The Steelers were looking at them, so they couldn't go too far down. But I think it's worth a shot. I like the pick.
And also it's like, do you get too cheeky of like, okay, I want to save 4 draft spots or 7 draft spots or 8, and then you don't get him? It's like, no, fuck it. If you think he's the guy, with Mahomes, thought Mahomes is a guy, like, I'm not worrying about saving $2. Like, let's just spend the money.
Yeah, I like the pick. I thought it was an excellent pick.
Yeah.
See how it plays out.
Yeah, so Rams, that'll be exciting. Exactly. Glad he went there. Who else do we got? The Seattle. I mean, they just kind of kept on plugging away.
Dude. The running back they got is he's going to open some eyes. Like Price, I've obviously watched him being a Notre Dame fan. That kid is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like if he was on a different team as Love, he would have been. Everyone would have known he'd be a household name. Like he's that good.
Yeah.
He's big too. Like. He's not just a little guy. He's a good size, and he can really run. He can catch the ball. I think that's a very good pick.
Okay. Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, now are they just going to be, they got a quarterback on a good contract, and he now won a Super Bowl, so I'm sure his confidence is going to be sky high.
Yeah.
Are they just going to be a stud team for 2, 3, 4 years because they keep on drafting well? And
I don't see why not. Their O-line is in good shape, and their defense is nasty. So what? And maybe one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in all of football. So
and they're drafting exceptionally. I mean, not even well. They're killing the drafts.
Yeah, I think they're going to be nasty again. And the Patriots play there this year.
Ooh,
I think next week the schedule comes out. Any bets it's the first game?
Why would it be the first game?
Like the Thursday nighter? Know how they yeah.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah. Sorry. Why? Because they're in the Super Bowl together. That's why. Yeah, it has to be the first game.
Yeah,
that'd
be interesting. So, I'll be going obviously whenever it is, but I'm hoping it's a better outcome than the Super Bowl was.
The Raiders. We forgot to talk Raiders.
Yes.
I don't want Mendoza. I just can't stand him. His LinkedIn commercial was just LinkedIn is a loser of the draft. The commercial with him was so bad. All the commercials is just he's such a robot. He seems like a robot. Like his interviews are so weird. Like I get it. Who cares his interviews? He plays football. I loved what he did in the final. And outrageous. And he has all the tools. Brady thinks highly of him. But he just seems like he's AI. Like I think he might be an alien. He just is such a robot of his how he talks. I can't stand it.
Going to Vegas of all places, and
places
to get mentored by Kirk Cousins.
Oh, my boy Kirk.
Like those guys are going to live. Like, what's the very furthest suburb from the Strip? That's where those guys have to live, right?
I didn't know this, but Las Vegas and Salt Lake City are only 2 hours apart. And is there any cities that are so vastly different, but
That
close in
can't be
proximity.
true.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
I'm looking this up.
All right. I got it up to here. Maybe
Like a
3
2 hour
hours, but
flight, maybe.
yeah, maybe it's an hour flight. Okay, they're only 5. They're 5 hours apart.
Okay,
Las Vegas is only 2 hours from Utah. Maybe an hour drive from Utah.
like from the border.
Yeah, from the Utah.
I was going to say, like, I
Yeah.
know my exact geography, but I feel like
Yeah.
like those places are further.
I thought they were closer, but yeah, it's a 5 hour drive, so 1 hour flight. But yeah, I was gonna say they could just go live in Utah, but it's still kind of far away.
Yeah, can't rule it out with those two. They're both pretty weird.
And it's great for them. Like obviously Mendoza going there because I don't know. Like I watched even like Michael Floyd partying himself out of the league in Phoenix, of all places, and like I watched so many players like Chandler Jones. He was out all the time, like Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. So yeah, I guess if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 in Vegas, that's got to be brutal. Like, and it goes so late. That's the killer. Like at least in Phoenix, it closes at 2, and I'm sure they'll go to after parties and do that. Like, go into a club until 5 a.m. and then you got to practice at 7 or 8. And I assume they're all doing it. Often, not all, but a good chunk of players aren't like, oh yeah, I'm not going to go out to Vegas for. So
they must draft with that in mind. Like
they have to, right?
Big choir boys.
Mm-hmm. Well, to your point, Tyler Linderbaum, I'm sure he's married. It's a great signing.
Yeah, that's good signing. I like what the Raiders did. They kept Max, whether they was their goal or not, but they could have been maybe tempted to trade him even after that, and they didn't. So they kept Max. I don't know. I thought they had a nice. I'd say B+.
Yeah, that was a good one. Who got? Oh, the Finns. I love their Caden Proctor. I just only remember him being basically a tight end for a few plays, but I love the Caden Proctor pick. I'm like, that guy. It sounded like he's not as consistent as you'd like him, but he's just
I also saw a lot of plays where he was just a big turnstile.
Okay, fair.
And apparently he's quite easily distracted and thinks like a lot of himself. So he's going to get down to South Beach and be a mess, is my prediction.
That could be also fair.
Yeah. It's the Finns. They'll find a way to fuck that up.
They will. The Steelers they got Michael Pittman. I mean, again, what are they doing at quarterback? I just don't. They're the best franchise. They have to be all-time top 3 franchise in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they for what since Ben and they held on to Ben for 3 years too long. So like when should they have cut Ben? Let's say 2018, 2019, or they had to keep him obviously because
apparently Rodgers is traveling there today, and they're going to work something out.
So which is the best.
You're just signing yourself up for mediocrity.
Yeah, they've had 9 years or so of just terrible quarterback play or decisions.
But they're always above 500.
Yeah,
you keep that streak alive. They just want to be above 500. Like, and just keep drafting in the middle. Not going to get your quarterback. Not going to. I don't know. I love it though because I've got a whole lot of time with the Steelers. But
exactly,
signing Rodgers is just a waste if you ask me.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I'm completely with you. I think it's such a weird setup that they're doing.
Yeah.
Other teams in New Orleans, whatever.
New Orleans had a nice. They put together a nice squad. Like their O-line's in good shape. They just they got that. They picked up the receiver in the first round, Tyson, and when he plays, he's quite good. He's a little bit injury prone, but he's very, very good. And you put him with Olave, with the new young quarterback. I think the Saints will be all right. They'll be the same as all the other teams in that division.
Yeah.
Who can be 9-8 and have the tiebreakers? That's who wins the division.
The Lions. I don't think the Lions did a ton, right? They just
O-line. They needed to refill it.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's confusing to me. So 2 years ago, they had arguably the best O-line in football. Them were the Eagles, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had Taylor Decker has been their left tackle there forever. Still a very, very good player. They release him because they don't want to pay him big. How has no one signed him? Where's Taylor Decker?
I don't know.
Everyone's starving for tackles all the time.
Yeah.
Like what does that answer
for you?
Is he still just a free agent?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Taylor Decker. Yeah.
Yeah, still is a free agent. He's 32, so that could be it. He turns 33 this year.
He's 33, but as an experienced left tackle, I mean, I guess he's just waiting until there's an injury
Could
or
be.
something because he wasn't, going to be a starter and he doesn't need training camp. Like,
That's probably more it. Yeah.
but like, what? Someone's gonna want that guy around.
Yeah. No, especially the Vikings need him. The Texans need him. Everyone needs
Texans. No, great call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Something's fishy there.
Fair.
C for the Lions. Okay. Just keep on being the Lions, and
that's what I was saying. There's nothing real notable. Like nothing real notable with the Texans. The Commanders.
The Texans took another edge rusher. Like they don't have enough. Like their defense is just not normal. But they traded like 2 linemen away. So
it's like they have such bad line. They're like, oh, we don't need them.
It would just trade them.
Yeah.
Yeah, very confusing.
Reed Blankenship. They got Reed Blankenship. The Texans did, so that's huge. Building on a strength.
Yeah.
Talked about the Bears, Falcons, Panthers. Oh, the Jets.
Yeah.
I guess they had a good. I like the draft. You weren't as high on the tight end as much, but I love their draft, and now they just need a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people love their draft.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked up good players.
Yeah.
But it's the Jets, so they're top 4 players that everyone loved. 2 of them will be busts. Just matter which ones.
Hopefully not the Texas Tech one.
It's the Jets. Like this stuff's easy sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't look very smart very often, but if you just say like the Jets will fuck it up, it's really good chance to be right.
The Bucks finally addressed the secondary, right? We've been saying this forever.
And getting Bane, really got Bane, man, I think is a win. The kid's a wrecking ball.
Yeah, Bane. Yeah, exactly. Bane then, or was it in free agency they got someone on the Alex Anzalone from the Lions?
Yeah.
Didn't they just sign someone else big, like a DB? Or I thought they got a DB somewhere, but
I don't recall.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, Ruben Bane.
I love the Bane pickup. I thought that was great. What are the Packers? What have the Packers done? Like, they're quiet. They didn't pick in the first round, right? Because of, I mean, if what's his name comes back from the knee injury, he won't be back until partway through the year.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're such a mediocre team too. Just kind of all lies with their quarterback, and we had higher hopes for him, but he's not shining too much, I guess.
No,
like, does he stay around? Do they start? Is this kind of a do or die? I'm sure his contract is for a little bit longer, but
yeah, they gave him a pretty big number, didn't they?
Jordan Love, he's probably signed for another 3 years, but
I would think.
I know if he kind of has another mediocre year, do you start looking for the future a little bit, dip your toe in?
Yeah, I think they really like him there. But gotta have some results at some point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we forgot the Giants. Everyone's darling. They're this year's Patriots. Everyone's on board for them.
Yeah,
Isaiah Likely, great picks in the draft.
Manoa, and then apparently they're going to start him at guard. I'm surprised that they haven't traded Kayvon Thibodeau yet. That's an interesting one to me.
Yeah, which there's been talks that they're trying to, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe just not getting enough for him because they know. So I'm just trying to pull up some.
You know what? Yeah. The other one we didn't touch on. No, I do like what the Giants did. I think they stocked up with some pretty solid players.
Oh yeah, because they got Arvel Reese.
Yeah.
Like you said, Moaga from Miami, a good corner from Tennessee. Malachi Fields from Notre Dame. I thought he would have gone a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I remember he was a stud.
That corner from Tennessee is quite good, apparently.
Mm-hmm. And then, Tremaine Edmonds, Isaiah Likely, Greg Newsome, Darnell Mooney's a nice little third, fourth wide receiver.
Yeah.
Didn't they get another wide receiver? Maybe I'm just.
No, but they're going to get Neighbors back.
Neighbors is back. Yeah.
And depending when they get Scatabo back. There could be a lot to like with that team, man.
Yeah. That's why they're kind of this.
And Harbaugh's there. So
they'll
be better coached. I think they could be dangerous.
Yeah, they're this year's Vikings 2 years ago. Sorry, this year's Patriots and 2 years before that, the Commanders is kind of their pick to be the big boom team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know the one we
Who are
didn't
your
talk
next?
about? I want to know your take on this one. Tennessee Titans, 4th overall, taking Carnell Tate.
Seemed weird, right? Especially when they had some great studs on D, like they could have taken Arvell Reese.
Yeah.
And
Sonny Styles. I mean, I really like Lake. He's awesome. Good receiver, but isn't he more of like
possession and
possession? You know, like he's not Justin
breaking away.
Jefferson. He's not, Malik Neighbors, not even JSN. Maybe he is. Who knows? Like, I guess it remains to be seen. I hope for their sake that he is, and Cam Ward that he is. But I don't know. To me, if you're taking a number 4 overall wide receiver, it needs to be a freak show. And that.
Not just like a.
That's my thought.
No, I agree with you. Apparently, he wasn't even number 1 on his team. So
no,
college
the whole time he was there,
and a great numbers, great catches, great hands.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's a lot easier to be a wide receiver with Jeremiah Smith just taking all the coverages and
the year before he had Smith and Marvin Harrison. So like you're in college going against the third option on defense, it's pretty easy to eat.
Yeah, with a top quarterback throwing you the ball.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're taking a receiver that high, it needs to be more of a dog. But
and they had decent wide receivers, right? I mean, the rookie came along, and they got Calvin Ridley, who's okay.
Yeah,
they obviously need a wide receiver, but
yeah, they're okay. I wonder. I think that they would have taken Love if he was there.
Yeah, that's where everyone thought Love was going.
Yeah. So maybe that's what threw the wrench in their plans. But I mean, they had lots of time to dissect this and what if that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they could have said, okay, if he's not there, we can take Reese or Sonny Styles or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs. Yeah. Titans, I think we hit all the major hitters.
Absolutely.
All right. Can I a thing real quick is I don't know your feeling on him. Is Bret the Hitman Hart the most annoying Canadian of all time?
Oh, wow. No.
I like what he's a good countryman. He waved the flag. But every documentary he's on, it's always about him. Yeah. Even like I just watched the Hulkamania thing and he's like, oh, he's a terrible wrestler. I was way better than him. It's just everyone's against him. He's the most annoying person, I think, Canadian of all time. That's my take. He's just I can't
there's
stand
a lot
him.
of CTE there too, right? And then he had that stroke too, and
yeah.
I think you can't. Most annoying Canadian ever. That's a tough one. I think that's Justin Trudeau would like a word.
Yeah, that's fair.
Justin Bieber.
Also Biebs is great. No, you're gonna lose that battle.
Had to see that
one. But all right. Well, yeah, we should sing through there. I guess when does training camp start? It doesn't seem like it's been the quietest. Again, I'm kind of off the reservation with stuff, but it seems like it's been the quietest NFL past couple of months or few months. Like aside from just really been quiet. Normally, I felt like there was always stuff going on and something here. And
we're in that lull now, though, right? Like we're 2 months till training camp, so it's in that lull. We'll get the schedule release. We'll get the AJ Brown news. We'll get Vrabel's wife divorcing him so he can focus on football. Hopefully soon here. And other than that, be pretty quiet until they go to training camp in July.
Yeah. Any NHL takes? Top teams to watch? Who do you think could win?
Playoffs have been so good. Colorado's an absolute wagon. Carolina's obviously really good, but the same thing. They always roll through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs because their division is just garbage. Buffalo is a nasty team and a great story because they've been just so irrelevant for so long, and they've gotten all these high picks and brought in all these good young players, and now it's clicked this year, and they're really, really good. I think they're going to be a tough out. But Colorado, if you haven't watched them, man, fuck, they're so nasty. Like and like Nathan McKinnon has been just on a mission, and I wonder how much of it is fueled by his performance in the gold medal game, where he A, missed a wide open net,
Miss sitter. Yeah.
and then B, turned the puck over on the game-winning goal in overtime.
Mm.
It seems like anytime I've watched him play since then, he's like just a machine. Like he was running people over the other night and gets 3 points. Like he's a freak show. So it's been good. Yeah, the playoffs have been awesome to watch whenever I get a chance. I don't get to see a lot of it, but whenever I have, the games have been awesome. So,
and I'm glad you brought that up. The Connor McDavid, kind of out again, and we thought again. I thought he was way younger than he is, but we texted this, and the day after we texted about this, I was saying how McDavid and Draisaitl was the highest paid player in the league. And I thought that was shocking where McDavid wasn't. And, McDavid kind of taking a pay cut so he could have a better team, where Draisaitl was like, no, give me all the money. A day after we texted that and joked about it, Draisaitl was like, oh, yeah, the team needs to do something around him, or, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, motherfucker, what? You're taking all their money. What are you talking about? You piece of shit. Like, what? I couldn't believe he said that. I'm like, you are the highest paid player in the NFL or NHL. You couldn't. You're not the issue, but maybe he took a pay cut. Maybe you take a bit of a pay cut, and your team can do something. You can't pay two players in any sport top three money and suspect the rest of the team around you is going to be good.
It's the true salary cap.
No.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I don't know. The future is very, very blurry there. Because eventually, if they don't have a really good year next year, they're going to trade McDavid.
Yeah, it's going to be the poor Oilers fans, like, to see Gretz, the two kind of goats-ish. Well, one is the goat, and then the other one's kind of the goat of his generation. Just see you later.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
there's nothing to do in Edmonton.
Like, to not get top with McDavid is going to be an epic failure.
Yeah.
Failure.
Yeah, and I feel like no one really hates on the Oilers, right? They're kind of always a nice little story. They're the town's a shithole, so you can't really hate on anyone from Edmonton. So
yeah, Edmonton's tough. Yeah, I would say too much about that. I have to go there in about a month, so I'm there.
Ooh,
yeah.
All right. Well, good recap. I guess maybe a while till we get it back on the NFL horse, but maybe Trump will do some stuff and we can have some fun talks.
I'm sure he'll do something stupid. I can't wait, and then gas can double again because it's a real treat right now going to the gas station.
Oh, thank God.
An idiot.
Completely. I don't have to drive much, thankfully. So
yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky.
I couldn't imagine, especially like California.
It's over $2 here for a liter. So that means down south it must be like $5-6 a gallon.
Yeah. Well, and like especially in California where it's twice the price of Arizona or whatever. It's just I've seen some like someone filled up their pickup for like $270.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild. It's not sustainable. Just because now all the goods are going to just go through the roof, and then when gas prices come down, those prices won't go back. And so
that's the worst part. As we know, we talk about it all the time, like with COVID, how COVID prices just stayed. Once they knew they could charge these prices or do this to you, they didn't give us a discount later.
Yeah, not at all.
All right. Brutal. Thanks, Blaiso. Fraser podcast.
I got a couple ball games today to cheer me up.
There you go. Get Blaiso's book, Learn with Luke. I had to snowboard and ski. And we'll talk to you guys later.